One of the things you realise when you are doing business overseas is that there is no one region and there's no one concept. It's not global. You might be lucky enough in that they might find you, but if you truly want to have significant growth, you need to think about each country in its own context, and the way that they see the world will be different in each country within the region. So there is no Asia region. It'll be something very specific in China, which will be very different from Japan, which will be very different from India, which will be very different from Malaysia, which will be very different from every single country. The same is true of EMEA, and the same is true even North and South America. Even the States and Canada, it's very different. So that's the first thing. And the biggest thing to learn is their lens of the way they see the world. So one of the things that I think I had to really understand was my own bias as an Australian. We're a really, really small country with not very many people, right? And we think we see the world, but we actually have a very Western lens that's placed over us. And then when you go to these countries and you see how they view the world, it's very different. Where they see opportunity, where they see their growth, their suppliers, their outsourcers, their markets, the way that they actually do things. So the quickest you can get your head around the view of the individual country and how they see the world, the easier it is for you to form your strategy as to what you need to do there. The other thing, and I think it's true wherever you are, but it's actually a key growth strategy, if you want to actually grow in a region, hire the best local talent you can get, particularly number one is your country manager. If you get the best, you literally make your job easier because they know their country, they know their culture, they know the customs, they know how business is done. They should have contacts, especially if they're successful at what they've done previously. And it is unlikely that you'll get a labour arbitrage. They won't be cheaper than what you have to pay your country manager in the US, say, for China, because it's a supply and demand. The best will always cost a lot of money, but they'll also make you a lot of money. So that's the first thing. So really, really strong local leadership. And the other thing is have a look at your partner network. So one of the easiest ways, if you've got something to sell and there's a reseller or a distributor kind of network that exists in those countries, then identify who is best and who should be your partner representation, because again, they already have those contacts and the relationships. And if you want a tip as to who to look at, find what's the most compatible to you in terms of it's not a competitor, but it would be complementary to your offering. And if they've got to market before you and they've identified that strong network or resellers, then partner with them because they're already talking to the people that are going to be buying whatever it is that you're selling. But it's always about people, and the stronger the leadership, the better your outcome. And then just on that, the next part of that tip is invest in helping, particularly in developing countries, their development as leaders. So one of the fastest ways that in growing revenues would be to invest in leadership development, business plan, how to identify your strategy, how to write a business plan, how to comp the sales organisation, best practice HR. The more you invest in your representatives in how to grow businesses, the more successful they're going to be in growing the business.